Good afternoon, everybody. It's Victoria Thomas in the training department. We are going to talk a little bit about Buyside today, and more importantly, how to generate more seller leads with Buyside. So everybody on the call is muted, so I want you to find the question panel, and as we go along, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in there, and I will monitor that and then kind of check it at the end too and see if there was anything that I missed. So without further ado, everybody should be able to see my screen. So let me switch over a tab. Okay, so this is really quickly, I just kind of want to break down the difference between a couple of these websites that I'm going to talk about. So obviously everybody has their own website through Tucker, right? We all have talktotucker.com/firstname.lastname. I have Carrie Breedermeyer's pulled up, who is the head of our training department. So you can kind of see his here. And this kind of big call to action at the top here is a little bit more for buyers, right? It's kind of default is buy. You can search for homes in a neighborhood, zip code, etc. And if you scroll down a little bit more and you get past kind of the personal stuff, and there is this widget here that says, what is your home worth? That tends to be a little bit more skewed to sellers, right? Because sellers want to know what they can get for their home. But obviously, if we're directing everyone to our personal websites all the time, especially for sellers, they have to do a little bit more work, which like scrolling down is not that much work, right? But it's a little bit more work. So everyone also has a website that has just this piece as the main kind of call to action on it. And that is your home valuation site with Buyside. So everybody also has this website, which I'm gonna reload because there's the pretty graphic. So everybody also has this website, which is homevalues.talktotucker.com/firstname.lastname. So even though I'm not an agent, I do have one of these sites. I don't it's not out there in the world, but it does live online. So again, homevalues.talktotucker.com/firstname.lastname. And you'll see that the only call to action on this page is, what is your home worth? You want to know what you can sell your home for. We need more inventory right now. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, it's a great time to sell. Here is a place where you can drive traffic to help people. So you're not only providing a service to help people kind of find out maybe what their home is worth, but then I'm also going to show you on the back end of this how this site captures leads for you to hopefully convert into sellers, and you can then list their homes and sell their house. So I just want to show you kind of, so a consumer would come to this page, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I want to know what my home is worth. So I'm going to put in an address. And as I type, you're going to see I get a drop down here, and it's like, is this the one you wanted? Yes, it is. I'm going to hit search, and it's going to take it a second. And I'm going to get a Facebook notification in the meantime. Okay, cool. So if a seller or anyone really enters a website or enters an address on this home valuation site, this is what they're going to see. So there's a bit of information here. It's going to pull it from the tax records. 3 beds, 3 baths. I actually know that this is wrong. This is a 4-bedroom house. So if I'm like, oh, that's wrong, if I start clicking on any of these buttons as a consumer, it wants me to verify ownership and that I am kind of who I say I am. So I'm not gonna do that right now. I can also choose as a consumer to receive monthly updates on this property. All I have to do is provide a name and email address to get that. And the really cool thing is that if someone comes to the site and they put this in and they say, yes, I want to receive monthly updates, you as the agent do not have to do a single thing. Buyside does it for you on the back end. They will start receiving monthly emails with an update on the value of their home. So as we scroll down a little bit, you're going to see what the consumer would see. So we get this like nice scrolly view from Google. Sometimes it's the overhead view. It's whatever's the most recent that they're going to pull from Google Maps. And then you're going to see 3 valuations here in the middle. And I know they are wildly different, right? And consumers tend to get hung up on those numbers, but we don't want you to get hung up on the numbers. And you're going to even see in this verbiage to the consumer, it says like, do you notice a variation in the values above? A realtor understands your home better than a cold computer. Ask your FC Tucker agent for more information. You know, a complimentary CMA, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of saying we understand that these numbers can be very different. They're a cold calculation. You know, you as the agent are going to be able to go in and see, even though the seller says, oh yeah, my carpet's great, well, maybe they put it in 20 years ago, and what's great and new to them isn't necessarily what's great and new to a buyer, right? I'm going to kind of keep scrolling. There's some more options. We can say contact Victoria, the agent. It's going to say what's the condition of the property. Again, if I start clicking, it wants me to verify ownership. If I scroll down a little bit more, we get this really cool heat map that shows where the most searches are, where the most buyers are searching for. And this data is all pulled from talktotucker.com. So this is search data on our website. But remember, talktotucker.com gets more hits than MyBore. So we stand out in that aspect. We get a lot of traffic on our website. So in this instance, this home in Noblesville, it is in a dark red spot. People want to buy in this area. So again, as the consumer looking at this, I would say, oh, my house is in a spot where people want to buy. Maybe I really am ready to sell. And again, there's a little bit more data here, kind of breaks down how buyers are searching. And it shows us the activity in the last 90 days on talktotucker.com. So you can see in the last 90 days, we've had almost 3.4 million hits. And it just sort of funnels down into, in the last 90 days, 90 people have been searching in a 5-mile radius in this home's price range, looking for this number of bedrooms. So it just kind of breaks the data down a little bit more. And it says that we know that we have 7 buyers right now who have saved searches on talktotucker.com that would be interested in selling your home. So again, I'm looking at this as the consumer. This is what the consumer is going to see from entering their address on your home valuation site. So if this is all that a consumer does, all they do is come here and they want to know the value of their home, you are going to get notified that someone has attempted a valuation on your website. So I want to show you what that looks like on the back end. So first of all, you're going to get an email. It's going to say, alert, someone just checked the value of their home, and that prompts you to then go into the back end of Buyside and find out who that person is. So let me show you what that looks like. So from Okta, I'm going to open Buyside. It's the only way to log into it. You don't actually have like a username and password. I'm going to say send anyway. We have a little extra security here. Okay, so now you can see this bright green circle says 1 valuation attempt. So I'm going to click on that. And it is going to show me the most recent one is going to be on the top. It's going to show me some older ones as we kind of scroll down. So this is the one that I just put in. I used Carrie's address. And so it pulls from the tax records, it pulls the owners, the first person on the title or the mortgage or whatever, it shows them first. So it just shows Carrie. It has the address. So if this is all that he did, they just, Carrie the consumer wanted to know what his home was worth, I at least now have a name and I have an address. So at the very least, I can start sending him snail mail, right? And a really cool thing that we've done is that we have already put some pieces together for you to be able to send. So I know I'm going to hop around a lot and I apologize. I'm going to hop into Tucker Toolbox really quick. So here I'm in Tucker Toolbox. I'm on the dashboard and I can never remember where the Buyside stuff is. So in the search bar, I'm just going to search Buyside, click on that. And ding, 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 it's going to bring me here to all of these great pieces. we're going to come back and talk about sharing on social media, but what I want to bring your attention to right now is this follow-up letter. So if I click on this, it's going to ask me to make a copy. It's going to save in Google Drive. And, sorry, my computer's being laggy. I think it's the Wi-Fi. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And it basically just says, hi neighbor, obviously you can edit this however you would like, but it basically just says that I'm following up on a recent home valuation that maybe you attempted, or I don't know, maybe you didn't request this valuation, but it's possible that a buyer might have, somebody who's interested in your home. You never know, it could be like an ex or the nosy neighbor across the street, but it could be somebody who drives past your house every day who says, you know, if that ever came on the market, that's my dream home. I would love to buy that home. We don't know who it was. So this is just a nice follow-up letter to send. You know, it's got the Tucker logo and the header at the top. You would come down here, take out Cookie Monster, put your own info in, and then put this in an envelope, maybe a bright yellow one, and drop it in the mail. And then hopefully you could continue to send that person mail, and eventually when they are ready to sell, they're going to say, hey, who is that person that we keep getting mail from? Oh yeah, I want to call that agent. Okay, so this is at the very least, if again, when they attempt that valuation, all they put in is a name. Well, they don't even put in their name. The name pulls from the tax records, right? But all you have is a name and an address. So I'm going to hop back over into Buyside. Whoops, wrong one. Let me go back into Buyside. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. On this valuation attempt from a couple of months ago, you can see that this person claimed that they are the owner. So we've got this check mark here. They gave us a name, they gave us an email address, they wanted that monthly update, and they said, yes, I am the owner. So now this, what is kind of a lukewarm lead up here at number 1, has become a much hotter lead down here, because now we know for a fact that it was the owner that was looking for a valuation, and we have their address, or their email address. So I would, regardless of whether they claim that they are the owner or they give you additional information, put them in my CRM anyway. This person gets to go into my CRM, and because I have an email address, they get added to my monthly e-newsletter and the monthly market watch that go out. So hopefully you would have those already set up in your CRM. They are a set it and forget it type of thing. The monthly e-newsletter is sort of that like real estate light, you know, curb appeal, what color to paint the kitchen kind of stuff. And then the monthly market watch is the piece that Jim puts together that marketing creates that really nice graphic for, that is central Indiana, you know, data, and shows what's happening in the market. So in this regard, this person is, I'm still going to send them that snail mail letter that says, hey, I'm following up on this evaluation attempt, but then they're going to go in my CRM and start getting my newsletter and digital pieces as well. So I'm hitting them from both sides, digital and paper mail. And then hopefully, if you are keeping in contact, because they say what? People forget what we do every 7 days. So in real estate, everybody knows somebody who's a realtor, right? The point is that you are trying to stay top of mind. So landing in their inbox every month, twice a month, getting a piece of mail from you maybe once a month or once a quarter. We are just trying to stay top of mind and convert those people, so when they are ready to sell, again, you are the one that they are contacting. Cool? Okay, so I have a couple other ways that you can kind of subliminally get this information out there as well. So I'm going to hop back into the toolbox. So I said I passed this here, but marketing has created some really great just social media graphics. So if I click on this, it's going to show it like a little bit bigger. There it is. So it's like, you know, looking to sell, let's talk. So they're just really nice PNG graphics that I can then download, hop over into Facebook, upload, and I would include my home valuation link. So again, homevalues.talktotucker.com/firstname.lastname. I would include that in the body of the Facebook post, and it's going to help drive traffic to your home value site. So what we're just trying to do is to drive traffic to this site to get more leads, basically. Another thing that I see agents do that they have a lot of luck with is they will actually put a hyperlink in their email signature. So, you know, after your information, you might say something like, wondering what your home is worth, click here, or find out the value of your home here. And then just including your home valuation site and a hyperlink in your email signature. I know a lot of agents do that as well. So again, we're just trying to get this home valuation site out into the public, get people to notice it. I would even put it on things that if you are sending like postcards, like just listed or just sold postcards, or you're farming a neighborhood, I would put this address on those pieces of mail, even though like there's a little bit more work involved, right? They have to like go to a computer or go to a smartphone and type that all in. But again, I would advertise that you have this website to try to get more leads as much as possible. So again, we've just got, this is where those leads are going to come, and then you can follow up with them there. The one thing I do want to mention really quickly is that if you, the first time you log into Buyside, it might ask you to set some of these settings, but if you have logged in before and maybe like didn't do any of the setup, or it's been a while, if you come into Buyside and you hover over your name in the upper right-hand corner, you have some account setup things that you can do. So I'm going to click on my account. You can edit your contact information. You can upload a photo, but the one thing I want to make sure that you do is under notification settings over here on the left, you want to make sure that yes is turned on for these bottom two. So emails from other users, yes, but the most important one is this valuation attempts, that you have this turned on to yes. This is the prompt. So if someone, you know, enters their address on your valuation site, this makes sure that you get that email that says alert, someone just checked the value of their home. So that will prompt you to then come into the backside of Buyside and follow up with that lead. So you want to make sure you have that turned on. I'm going to click yes, and then hit this yellow update button down in the bottom right corner and save it. Okay. So there's a lot more that Buyside can do. There's kind of a whole like buyer's side to it, but this is just the part of helping you get more seller leads with Buyside. So that's all that I have for today. I don't see any questions in the question panel, but I'll stick around for a couple more minutes to see if anybody has any questions or anything you want me to clarify or go over again. All right, well, it doesn't look like it, but if anybody has any questions at any time, feel free to reach out to us in the training department and we can help you out. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.